All right, listen up, everybody. Your boy Zan was scrolling through Twitter yesterday, like he does, all right, like I do, like the man I am. And I'm scrolling through Twitter, and I see a clip, all right? I see a fucking clip of Tim Pool talking to some fucking guy, and this dude, like mid-debate, in person with Tim Pool, at least from the 10 seconds I saw before I paused it, got up and was like going at Tim to throw a punch or something. I was like, sure. All right, I'm not watching any more of this. I'm watching the full clip on stream because there's no way in hell that I'm spoiling this for myself before you guys get to see my fresh, clean, genuine first-time reaction. So let's get right into it. Oh, wow, you're quiet, Tim. You want to not be? And yes, I'm keeping the Christmas music on for this segment. Stay mad.
Documentary about the black struggle in Ferguson.
Oh, yeah, great.
Yeah. Oh, great. $100,000 budget. James Baldwin interviews with people on the ground to talk about what they've been
maybe I
through.
won't.
And you have the nerve to come up to me and tell me my experiences don't matter when
here's the
I'm
thing.
fighting
Stop
the fight.
Screaming, bitch. Stop screaming. First of all, talk to me like I'm because I'm not that guy.
Yeah,
Talk
you are.
normal.
You
I'm not
are.
that
You
guy.
actually are, dude. You are that
No,
guy.
I'm talking about I'm not that guy.
All right,
Stop screaming at, bitch.
let's calm down.
Cut it, man.
You think you can?
I'm not that guy. You don't disrespect me, bitch.
What did you do to me? Documentary about
So-
the black.
That was the clip that I saw. That was it. I saw up to, like, up till right here when he got up. This is when I paused it and I was like, no more. I'm saving this for stream. Fuck, he smacked that boom arm out of his way too. Did you see that shit, guys? You see how he smacked that boom arm? Also, respect to whoever the motherfucker is that works for Tim Pool that operates the cameras, okay? Because he knew what his job was, and I like to think that Tim Pool said, listen, if anybody ever does attack me during a debate, you switch the camera to it, okay? You make sure we get it on footage. Listen, I want to be clear. If I ever get, like, if anything crazy ever happens to me like this, you better believe I want it to happen on stream, okay? You better believe that I want something like this occurring to be content.
All right,
He really slapped that fucking boom
calm
arm.
down.
You think you can?
I'm not that guy. You don't disrespect me, bitch.
What did you do to me?
I don't know what he means by I'm not that guy, but I'm going to guess it means he's not that guy. Apparently here's like a longer version of the clip or like another continuation. I'm just watching the actual Jake clips because he posted a bunch from it.
Did you?
Voice to me like I'm some sucker.
To me?
Nah, you start raising
Did
your
you-
voice to me like I'm some sucker.
Did you laugh at me?
Bitch. Yeah, laugh.
Did you disrespect me? I was nice to you, bro. I was being nice.
You start raising your voice to me like I'm your son, bitch.
You raised
I'm
your
not
voice
gonna
to
deal
me?
with that.
Bro, I said
raised my voice
I
to
respected
nobody.
you.
You wouldn't shut
I
the fuck up with
appreciated
that
you.
raising your voice shit.
I stopped when you told me to. You said lower your voice, so I lowered my voice. I told you I respected you coming. It was a good show. I said I respected you willing to admit when you got things wrong. Bro, I have put so much of my life into this. Look at this.
I watch your videos.
You
I
see
already
this?
watched your video. No, I see your videos.
You don't.
No,
You
I
see
see
what-
your
you
video.
see
Yeah,
the
you're gonna say,
hate.
look,
You see the hate.
this is the non-racist thing.
The
But meanwhile, you
non-racist
have
thing.
videos promoting Derek Chauvin and acting like he was in the right. You have videos of that. You have videos
We
of the other
disagree
guy.
on some
You have
things.
videos of the other. You have videos of the other guy.
Two guys.
Armory. And
Two
you go,
guys.
oh, but they grabbed the pistol, defending them, killing a black man in the streets, and he ran for them and giving excuses.
Two guys.
You have these videos, so all of this shit doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter,
No, of course not.
A decade of work doesn't matter.
No,
Because
not
two
if
guys.
not if no, because lives were lost by police, and you were there bootlicking the fucking cops.
I think we should abolish the police.
Oh shit, does he actually believe that? Wait, why would Tim say that? Why on earth would Tim ever say that? Why? No way he believes that? Well, actually, maybe he does. Tim Pool is pretty stupid after all. There was that one clip we covered recently where he had like that breakdown, and he was talking about how if you disagree with BLM, the police will kick down your door and you'll be arrested for disagreeing with BLM. because apparently BLM controls the cops. I think that's what he thinks. I think he genuinely believes the police are controlled by BLM, and that's why he's now anti-cop. When BLM is pro-cop, or if he thinks BLM is pro-cop, then he's anti-cop. If he thinks cops are anti-BLM, then he's anti-BLM and pro-cop. Very ironic. Like, I think it's just he hates BLM. I think it's just he hates black people, guys. But you know.
Mike, you just said on the last show that like some people mistake you for Mexican. That was your biggest.
I'm not
thing.
one of them, dude. Like, this is
Yeah.
the life I've lived.
Yeah, you're fine.
I don't.
He's
I'm not saying that
one of
I've got a
them?
boot on my neck.
You're
I'm
fine.
What does he
saying-
mean, a Mexican?
You
We're
need
in
to.
Wait, is he saying he's not Mexican? What does he mean?
Mike, you just said on the last show that like some people mistake you for Mexican. That was your biggest.
I'm not
thing.
one of them, dude.
I-
Like, this is
yeah.
the life I've lived.
Yeah, you're fine.
I don't. I'm not saying that I've got a boot on my neck.
You're
I'm
fine.
saying
We're in-
you
we're in- we're
need
in
to
a-
understand
We're in a
that there are
redneck-
people
we're in
who
a
have
redneck area. If we go up to the truck stop up the block, nobody's looking at you like, get that guy. You know.
I didn't say they were.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if you put somebody else in there, they're looking at you funny. You're good. You're good. You go to
Listen.
the airport, they're not pulling you over because they
No,
think you
no,
got
no, no, no.
bombs.
That's bullshit.
They pull you over because
Yes!
you look like what? Because you
Yes,
look like
motherfucker.
What do you look like?
I get
motherfucker?
randomly flagged every fucking time I go to the airport. See, you're.
Because what reason?
So fuck if I know.
Because you look like what?
Fuck if I know, dude.
You really heard
I
it
got
then.
yeah, because I get it fucking every single time I go, and you are a racist dude
You're
who
the
says I couldn't
racist.
possibly understand every fucking time I go to the airport. I'm randomly screened.
yeah.
I think it's the
Every
beanie.
time, every time,
Yeah, yeah.
every time.
Oh.
I go to the UK, they put 4
What are,
S's.
what are you screaming for?
I'm screaming because
Because what?
when
Because
when
you're
I
hurt that you're a white boy?
I'm hurt because you're a racist
Yeah, there you go.
and you have this arrogance
Yeah.
and elitism
Yep.
that you know better than everybody, that you're the white savior, that
Yeah,
you got to
yeah,
be in the struggle for the poor brown people.
No,
and then
I didn't say
every
that. I didn't say
fucking
that.
time.
When
No,
I
bro,
watch your
no,
show,
listen to what I have to
I
say.
gotta listen
When
to
I
nothing.
say
Nah,
something
nah,
like,
lower your
when I'm
voice
being
first,
polite,
bitch.
when I'm
Lower
being
your first-
polite to you,
Lower your voice first.
When I'm
and
being
talk
polite
like
to
a
you.
motherfucking human.
when I'm being polite to you,
Yeah.
and then I say, I deal with this problem, and then you laugh at me, dude.
Yeah, I laugh sometimes.
You're a racist.
Yep, no, it's not.
All right, I'm gonna assume that this guy is probably fairly left-leaning. The angry man, the guy who did the punt. I'm going to assume this guy is left-leaning. At least when I'm picking up of this conversation, it seems like homeboy here is probably marginally, at least, on the left, and seems to be arguing that Tim Pool is racist. All right, I'm gonna hit you guys with the ginormous 1 trillion IQ take. It's probably not good to get violent mid-debate when you're representing the left. It's probably not a good idea. I'm going to strongly take the position that we shouldn't be getting violent mid-debate. Not the greatest optics, guys. Not the greatest optics on this one. He did defend Chauvin a ton. Listen, I'm going to be completely honest. Everything this guy has said about Tim Pool has been correct, okay? I mean, like, there's no way that Tim Pool gets racially profiled at the airport, okay? That's not a thing that happens. There's no way that Tim Pool gets stopped at literally every time he goes to the airport to take a flight. There's no way he gets stopped every time unless it's like he's on some list. Which he might be. A lot of right-wing figures that have defended, say, the January 6th riots have ended up being on like, having to get, like, put on lists and whatnot. But usually if you take, like, if you were, like, doing something like for example, if you attended the Jan 6 riots, the insurrection, a lot of those people are on no-fly lists or currently under investigation to be arrested. Tim Pool, from my understanding, wasn't a part of that, but I know that he's at least defended it. I mean, he's a right-wing figure. Of course he defended the Jan 6 riot insurrection thing. Yeah, and of course he's also pushed the Trump actually won the election, it was stolen thing. Yeah, Tim Pool is literally an Alex Jones tier conspiracy theorist, okay? He's just way better at not looking as crazy as Alex Jones, so that's why he doesn't get as much shit. Plus, Alex Jones was sloppy. Alex Jones could have gotten away with everything he did if he just kept it, you know... If Alex Jones had kept what he was doing within the realm of internet satire, he probably could have gotten away with it. but the fact that he does present himself, Alex Jones does present himself as an actual like authority on issues, that when he lied about the Sandy Hook shooting and he told his audience that they were crisis actors and it was fake, and Alex Jones fans harassed the parents of the dead kids and they sued him, they won the case by default almost, because Alex Jones had such a weak case he didn't even try to fight it, and of course he lost. Tim Pool seems to be a lot better at avoiding situations like that, but I guess the main thing is every word that the guy Angry Man here that I'm not even gonna bother to learn the name of. Everything Angry Man here said is actually completely true. Tim Pool, everything he brought up, completely true, but all right. I gotta hit you guys with a hot take. Do you guys ever wonder why like 99.9% of like lefty debate bro YouTubers are white cishet males? Do you guys ever wonder why the super like frontline getting down and dirty with the right type of like YouTubers tend to be straight white heterosexual cis men? Well, I mean, straight means heterosexual, but let's really just, just layering it on. There's a reason for that. There's a pretty big reason for that. Typically, it tends to be that, well, if you're not part of a marginalized group, and yet you still believe that insert marginalized group ought to have rights, ought to be respected and whatnot, there's two things you're going to have to keep in mind. If you're trying to appeal to reactionaries, most reactionaries are not going to listen to the words of a minority arguing why that minority group ought to have rights unless that person from that minority group agrees with them politically. Most like white, straight, heterosexual, whatever, insert all the fucking memes, they aren't going to listen to a word that like a black person has to say about black liberation, or a trans person has to say about gender or trans right. They aren't going to listen because they already see those groups as being subhuman and not worth any type of consideration. But if they hear the arguments from a white guy, they might become more receptive to it. And generally, like, the argument has been, at least from people who do what I do, that, like, yeah, I mean, a lot of, like, Nazis and racists that wouldn't even listen to what a black person or a trans person or a woman has to say would probably watch my videos and be reached by it more than if they listened to the words of somebody who has personal experience talking about these things. And I guess my hope is that, optically speaking, I have the privilege of really just not feeling any emotional attachment in terms of stakes to these issues, I guess. Like, when I debate a transphobe, worst case scenario, I'm debating for the rights of my friends and people I care about, not for the rights of myself. But if you're a trans person debating a transphobe, chances are, unless, you've got the personality for it, I think a very good example of this is Demon Mama, then you might feel that their jabs at you, their jabs at your identity, might hit you hard. And the reaction that comes from that might be exactly what the right is looking for, because the right wants to make the left look emotional and lacking in logic. So when you've got a guy who's arguing with Tim Pool that Tim Pool is racist, that Tim Pool's arguing or messaging is irresponsible, and you're left-leaning, and you get so emotional in the debate in person that you stand up, punch the mic arm out of the way, and, like, kind of lunge to attack the person on the right you're debating, it makes it look like the left has nothing but emotion and feelings on their side, which is, of course, not a good thing to try to push the narrative of, because that's the right's dominating narrative that they've been winning the culture war on for, well, not recently, but at least from 2014 to 2016 they won the culture war on that. That's how Ben Shapiro and Jordan Peterson and Sargon and all those people got their rise, that same narrative. So I guess I think the reason why some of the largest, like, debatey left-wing figures, I think that's why they tend to be super privileged and not part of any minority groups. It's because if you're debating, you're taking the brunt of it, right? Like, me debating a transphobe on the validity of trans people doesn't feel the same as a trans person debating a transphobe on their own validity. It's different, right? I can sort of sociopathically disconnect myself from these issues and look at it simply as like a statistical thing, just like a right-winger would. Right-wingers just, they don't have any emotional stake in this shit. Conservative YouTubers that argue against the validity of trans people or against BLM, they have no emotional stake in any of this. You think if BLM gets a big W politically that they cry themselves to sleep that night? Do you think it like upsets them at all do you think it upsets Tim Pool actually? Do you think Tim Pool actually gets upset if BLM gets a big political W? No. That's content for him. He doesn't actually get upset when that happens. It's all money to him. Now, granted, I would actually get upset if a law passed that said trans people can't transition anymore, some shit like that, or a law passed that made slavery legal or segregation. I wouldn't be happy about those things, and I'd be upset about it. But, like, I guess the comparison is if BLM takes a big W, the right doesn't really lose their shit that much. But if the left, or like, let's say BLM takes a big L, right? Like Kyle Rittenhouse getting off, the left publicly and embarrassingly loses their minds. Especially on the Kyle Rittenhouse thing. America's opinion on Rittenhouse seems to have flipped at this point with how much information about it that's come out. And yeah, it's just a little, yeah. I don't know. I guess the argument that I'm making is that, you know, having the ability to emotionally disconnect yourself from a topic when you're debating it is something the right has on its side because they're just spreading misinformation and peddling for money. They don't really care about these issues. They're just spreading propaganda. But while I do care about these issues, I mean, what's a transphobe going to say to me to hurt my feelings in a debate? I'm really curious. What could, like... Let's say I debate, like I don't know, Blair White, all right? Let's say I debate Blair White, all right? I'm trying to debate Blair White on whether or not non-binary people are valid. What could Blair White say to me that will make me seem like I'm offended, that would upset me, or would make me say or do a thing that would make me look bad? There's not much that she could say insofar as insults go. But if she was debating, let's say, an NB, well, there's a lot of things Blair White could say to that person that might affect them. I don't know. I'm not trying to argue that people who are part of minority groups are fragile or anything like that. I'm arguing right now that lived experience sort of opens up gateways through which malicious actors can try to break your focus and break your constitution in a debate. And that's something that if you aren't emotionally affected by these issues politically, on a personal level, on a experiential level, then those insults, those jabs, those openings that are there just aren't there for you, I guess. Always. Not always, but yeah. I know people misuse the term ally, but the term ally is very applicable here. I'm gonna say this, all right? I hate the word ally. I hate it. You'll never ever find me calling myself an ally, okay? There's no... I don't like the word because the implication of the term ally to me implies that like the validity of LGBT people or the validity and the argument that insert minority group ought to have rights... I'll read it. I'm sorry. I know people misuse the term ally. I'm trying to read. I know people misuse it, but the term ally is very applicable here. Marginalized folks need actual allies to take on what otherwise is super emotionally stressful and tiring debates. Having people you trust to defend you is very important, and I guess that's probably why so many folks are so harsh on people like you and Vosh. Probably pretty true, yeah. As I was saying before, and yeah, what you're saying is absolutely true. As for the word ally, not for any like ideological reason, but the word ally, I guess to me, always gave off the implication that the fight that's happening, they're like on equal grounds, I guess. Like when I imagine ally, I think two nations with different ideologies at war, right? And it's like, okay, but at the end of the day, if you're an ally of the trans community, you're not just defending trans people. By default, by defending the validity of trans people against the right, you're defending reality. That's the thing. when you argue against conservatives and their bigotry against trans people, black people, insert group, you're arguing against the concept of untruth when you argue against these people, because their whole ideology is based in a completely separate reality than the one the rest of the world lives in. They live in a different world. They genuinely believe that, like, if we teach children about MLK, then the black students will start to hate the white students and the white students will hate themselves. That's the actual world they think we live in. When you argue against these groups, you're just arguing against pure delusion and arguably pure evil. The closest thing to pure evil I think the real world has. I don't know. I'm too high, man. You know what I mean? Hey, Vermin, guess what? I'm about to be too. Where's my vaporizer? Actually, we got to do the segments first, but yes, I will soon. That is all I have to say. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like. I really do appreciate it. It helps out the stream and it helps the video out a lot as well. And if you want to see more from my content, please consider hitting the subscribe button, ring the bell icon so YouTube actually tells you when I go live or upload a new video. Well, I'm doing my outro. It was such a good outro, Lonnie. Why would you ruin it? Oh, you got coffee? Oh, God. Oh, what? I do, but it's from yesterday.
I'll clear it.
Okay, thank you.
The Stars panel's tomorrow.
Oh.
So that's why I sent you the Black Hammer stuff. You didn't read what I sent you, obviously.
Oh.
So yeah, the Stars panel's not until tomorrow. So just do the Black Hammer second, and then go to Minecraft.
Oh. Well, shit.
But don't smoke weed until after Black Hammer.
Yeah, gotcha. Well, I guess the Stardust panel isn't today. I should take that out of my title. Why'd Cherry tell me it was today? Managed to secure a debate. Any advice before I go in? Well, a pillow. I preferably. You could ask me this question in VC in a minute when I finish the segment we're about to do, because I can ask you so many more questions and give you so much more in regards to answers and advice in voice. But I guess the first thing I know is what topic, because it depends on the topic. It really does. It really and who are you debating and what's their position? Because I think, like, the number one skill any debater needs to have is foresight. I think foresight is like the best thing you can have as a debater. You need to know how to prepare yourself as best as possible before you go in to the debate to begin with. So you need to find out first and foremost, are you arguing with somebody who you think is acting in good faith? If they're acting in bad faith, you go in pretending like you're acting in good faith, but you're actually acting in bad faith because you know they're not here to play nice, and you're just keeping your cards concealed. And once they start rolling out the bad faith stuff, you can start calling them out on it and reveal you've known that they were acting in bad faith, lying, misrepresenting beliefs, whatever, this whole time. If they're acting in good faith, then you can engage with it. Like, for example, when I debated Hans of Harkir, that's a debate where I decided, I'm going to go about this with the assumption that we're both acting in good faith, right? And you saw how the debate went. It didn't really get all that spicy, and frankly, it was fine. But, like, look at a debate like the Sean Last debate.
Welcome to Capital.
Or not even the Sean Last debate, even the or actually no, I think the Sean Last one is perfect. I think the Sean Last debate is like the perfect example for me to point to of this. In the Sean, or right before the Sean Last debate started, I stopped and I talked to you guys for a few minutes about, all right, I've looked into this guy. Let's look into this guy. Let's see what he's all about. Let's figure out if this guy's in good faith or bad faith. So we watched him debate on the same topic that I was about to debate him on with somebody else. And we discovered that his method was going to be to question the authenticity of all of the data that validates trans people. And eventually, and I knew this going in, and I called it out. I said, watch this debate devolve into an argument about whether or not the scientific community has been taken over by the left, and that's why it says that trans people are valid. And what is this still the outro? No, I got the outro interrupted, so I'll just record one off stream and have Cherry edit one in. Anyway, as I was saying, consider leaving a like on the stream, comment, like the video, subscribe, ring the bell icon, follow my social media, all linked down below. This is for stream, not for the video. And follow my, it's appreciated. Oh, and you can donate too if you want to. I'm trying to save up money for Christmas. Bills are obviously always a thing that I have to pay, but also it's Christmas time, and I want to get Lonnie and I a thing that she's been asking for a while, and I want to get her a present, okay? I want to get her some presents for Christmas, and yeah, so any donations that you can do through the website or through Streamlabs, whether you want a media share, TTS donate, or even just gift a sub or donate or sub for yourself on the site, Very, very much appreciated. And yeah, thank you.